It is week 9 of Lakeshore Prep Sports on Lakeshore PBS. Tonight it is sectional week, semifinal action scheduled for tomorrow night. Which game are you looking forward to the most?
Oh, geez, I'm looking.
I threw a curve at you.
Yes, you did. Yeah, very well thrown. No, obviously, I want to see what Lake Station does, but also I want to see what happens with Crown Point and Chesterton. That's going to be fun.
Lake Central Munster.
You know what?
That's what I got my eye on right
thinking
there.
that one too, because Lake Central had a big win against East Chicago earlier this week, and let's see, that's a great rivalry, Lake Central. And Munster can't get caught looking ahead.
They were struggling not too long ago.
Right. Yeah. All right, we'll be back with Lakeshore Prep Sports right after this on Lakeshore PBS.
Local programming is made possible by IBEW Local 697, Northwest Indiana's source for electrical professionals. Providing certified, trained, and experienced professionals for residential, commercial, industrial, and solar projects. Become your best at IU Northwest. With more than 70 high-quality degree programs, a convenient location, and affordable tuition. Learn how you can join more than 29,000 IU Northwest alumni at iun.edu.
Valparaiso University is a place for you to grow. It's where professors are there to help you find your passions, and it's where you'll make connections that last a lifetime. Learn more at valpo.edu.
Doing as much as you can, as quickly as you can, is important to me. Life is short, and the earlier we get started helping our community, the better off our community will be.
Alrighty, it is sectional semifinals tomorrow night in Northwest Indiana, in the state of Indiana, in boys high school basketball. Great time of year, and we're going to go through some of the big ones tomorrow night across the region. Let's start first with Hobart and Valpo.
Hobart, about 500. They're at 12-11 on the season, only averaging 47 points per game. They're looking to maybe try to wake up a little bit here towards the end of the season.
I think they were down 30-20 on Tuesday and stormed back to beat KV.
And guys, that was, I believe, their first sectional game win in over a decade.
Wow.
So congratulations to them, but I think Ben brought up a great point. They're going to have to put up more than 47 points if they want to win this game.
Well, one thing they're doing really well that's helping them score is they're getting a lot of rebounds. They are averaging 30 rebounds per game, and they do have some of these players that kind of share the wealth. You've got Keith Mullins averaging 9 points and Vonzel Strayhorn also averaging 9 points. So there are definitely multiple people on this team that can come at you.
But there's my problem there. 9 points per game, and that's your leading scorer. And that's not a good thing. You're going to have to get some guys to have the game of their life come Friday.
Yeah, but they have been solid defensively all year. And rebounding-wise, solid 30 rebounds a game. So they have found different ways to win.
And that's kind of what you're looking for. The reason they're not scoring a lot of points, they are averaging 16 turnovers and 15 fouls. You're giving the other team a lot of opportunities to score that way.
Exactly.
All right, up and down season for Valpo as well. The Vikings got the win over Lowell earlier this week, 12-13 on the season.
Yeah, they're averaging a little bit more points per game. They're at 58 versus Hobart's 47. The big part of that is some of these players that Valpo does have. They have Jack Smiley. They've got Mason Jones, who's going to Ball State. So they have some Division I talent here. It's just a matter of who else is going to step up.
And they have this guy, Derek Brooks, has really stepped up the last few weeks. He's becoming a solid third scorer for Valpo, which they've needed all year, and he had another big night Tuesday against Lowell.
As a matter of fact, you mentioned the big words there, third scorer. That's the guy that you have to have on any good tournament team. And with the other two guys outside of what we mentioned earlier, that's going to make them an awfully tough team. Make them an awfully tough team to beat if you're Hobart.
Coach Kuhlman is a good coach. He's always had Valpo playing pretty well. This is a little bit of a down year for them, but also they've played a tough schedule. You know, they always do, and they're playing in the DAC. So who knows? With the emergence of Derek Brooks and some of these other players, Valpo might be able to peak at the right time.
Yeah, I think you saw Brooks there again. He led them in scoring in the first half the other night with the 9 points.
And there's your prediction by what's-his-face. And it's going to be Valpo in my book. Valparaiso wins it 64-53. Valpo right now on a roll. They're a better scoring team. They're a team that if it has to go up into the 50s and 60s, I think they're the team that's going to win this game.
All right, next game up to look at is Chesterton and Crown Point.
And Chesterton, again, a team that knows a few things about moving down the line come tournament time. They're on a roll right now, and they're going to be another tough team to beat. And by the way, that was one heck of an alley-oop.
Justin Sims, he's had a tremendous season.
Looked like Kotlinzinski going up for that.
Oh gosh, no. I can't jump nearly that high. But I'll say this much, Chesterton, a lot of athletes on this team. They have already played this Crown Point team, and they put it on them pretty decently. They won 41-29. Yeah. Are we going to see more of the same, or is this Crown Point team going to be able to rebound from that and maybe make it a little tighter?
They have a tremendous 1-2 punch, does Chesterton, and Tyler Parrish and Justin Sims. Remember, Tyler Parrish had 35 against Hammond High.
Did you say Tyler Perry?
No.
Oh, Tyler. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I didn't know he was eligible.
Sure he's that funny.
Tyler, no jokes, man. You're having a great season, but it just kind of threw me off there. But go ahead.
Yeah. Nice lob.
There it is. They use that alley-oop a lot, and that's going to help them.
With a beautiful pass.
Yes.
All right, average 6. They can play both styles. They can play up and down scoring, but they're tremendous defensively. There you see Sims and Parrish averaging that much, and then they beat Crown Point 41-29. That's, 41 points in one game. That's not a lot of offense.
Not a lot of offense, but what did they do? They held their opponent to 29. So like you said, they can play both the high-flying scoring offense and a little bit of that lockdown defense as well.
Yes. All right, Crown Point. The Bulldogs, 15-8.
And Clint Swan's team, again, looking good in their first-round tournament game. They've got guys that can shoot from the outside, like the Lux kid, no doubt about that. But that's a team that I would not take. I would take seriously if I were Chesterton, because they could pull up an upset. But again, that's not my prediction, guys.
You can't take Crown Point lightly here. They did just beat Portage. And, Portage was having a heck of a year to this point. Yeah. They were one of our surprises this season. And so Crown Point laid it on them by 9 points, 54-45 last week. Their offensive skill set is starting to round out at the right time.
Jack Savetic, A.J. Lux there, and Connor Cotton we've seen as well, knocking down some shots. They have the ability to erupt offensively. Mulaski with the back cut.
I'm not sure who makes the prediction on this one, but I'll say this. It's going to be Ben. I get the feeling this is going to be one of the most underrated games.
This one's going to be a fun one.
Yeah.
This is going to be a fun one because Crown Point, they're starting to turn it on, and Chesterton's been good all year.
Yeah.
This could be one of the games that we're really looking forward to. Crown Point has won their last 4 games, but now we're in a tournament. You're going to be winning your last X amount of games to this point, right?
Yeah.
But the team is averaging more points, 61 points per game, and with Lux averaging 13 and Svedich with 13. This Crown Point team has become really efficient offensively towards the end of the year here. Unfortunately, my pick is going to go the other direction for Crown Point. I did pick Chesterton by a score of 65-58. I think it's going to be a pretty close game. I think that Chesterton just late has that opportunity to kind of pull it out a couple of buckets towards the end, and what would have been a back and forth game is going to end up being about 7 points.
Yeah, it sounds right.
All righty. I like that pick. I think that's the right call. Let's move down to 3A, Bishop Knoll versus Hanover.
And Bishop Knoll, of course, a basketball team that knows a few things about winning tournament games because they won that sectional last year, and they look like they have a few of their same guys back this season. Very dangerous team. Do not take them seriously.
Yeah, don't take them lightly. Even though their record is only at 13-12, you can tell by these highlights that this team can play.
Yeah.
That was Caleb Parks there with a nice take into the lane, and you can just tell the offensive skill set is there.
Joe Elkins is a big guy too. He can score inside. We've seen him. One of those teams that is in 3A now, along with Lake Station.
There he goes again.
Matrell Harbin for 2 inside.
And John Dobson is a heck of a coach. He doesn't get the credit he deserves. But whoa, what the heck was that?
Kershawn Walker there with the up and under. Beautiful
Nice.
play. My goodness.
Wow. And that's about the third hook shot I've seen. I love it. It's nice to see the kids learning how important that shot is. But as you can see, they average points per game. They can play this game offensively. You better take them seriously because Hanover Central, I know that you're having a pretty good season, but Dole is pretty dangerous.
Beat Hanover, or lost to Hanover pretty bad during the regular season, but beat Highland by 20 on Tuesday night. So,
Well, Joe, let me throw this in. Bishop Dole lost to Lake Station in the regular season last year, too.
yeah.
And they bounced back and won that sectional. Broke my heart, but they won the sectional.
All right, let's take a look at Hanover. I think they've improved a lot as the season has gone on.
Well, if you look at their record, 15-9, I actually had the opportunity to watch them play at Touts this year, and they are impressive physically. They are the imagery here is not doing them justice. There are some solid 6'5", 6'6" guys on this team, or at least it appears, and they really are efficient on the offensive end.
Let me ask you guys this question. Hanover Central, didn't they play Lake Station not too long ago?
I believe so, right?
And did they not give them a good game
Very
for
good
a
game.
majority of the game?
They gave Munster a good game.
Yep, there you go.
Right.
And those are two of the teams that I think are going to be at least in our top 6 as far as region teams are concerned. Dangerous basketball team. That could be a fun game.
The Lake Station gave Munster a pretty decent game, too. For 3 quarters?
For 3 quarters. No, for about a half a quarter.
But getting back to this game here, this Hanover team did play Knoll this season already, and they lost to them 61-43 already. So, they beat Knoll. I apologize.
Yeah.
61-43 this season. So this Hanover team is pretty tough, and I kind of like how they're rounding into shape right now.
Oh, I'm looking forward to. I believe Joe makes the prediction on this one. I'm looking forward to that.
Plus they got a state championship coach as well.
Doesn't
You
hurt.
got to like that. I
Yeah.
think this will be close, but I do think Hanover's going to win at home.
Yeah, that's
So-
a toughie. That's a tough call.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, and finally, Munster and Lake Central, one of the greatest basketball rivalries in Northwest Indiana. The students will be having some fun tomorrow night at this one.
I can't wait, Joe. I can't wait. This is going to be a fun one. Munster is at 23-2, but we actually have Lake Central highlights.
You know how
here.
tough this rivalry is?
How tough
How
is it?
tough is it, Joe?
I was at this game a few years ago, and you know how the students always do the just like football, just like baseball. They even pulled out the just like band chant.
Oh,
That's how rough this
that's a
rivalry
tough
is.
rivalry.
That is personal there.
Yeah, gee.
Lake Central at 16-8. They are averaging 60 points per game. You can just tell right now there's a lot of physicality on this team. And you've got Xavier Williams, who's been a football star for them, and the way they share the ball and the way they play tough defense, I really like this Lake Central team.
Rhett Peters inside. They can shoot the 3.
Yeah.
Mitchell Milosnik. And Xavier Williams, who's already received multiple D1 football offers from the MAC schools, including Ball State, I think Miami of Ohio, maybe Central Michigan. He's got multiple football offers.
So don't put him at forward. Let's put him at tackle and see what
Fullback,
happens.
yes, I
This
think
weekend.
so.
There you go.
So big
good
game. This is
athlete.
going to be a tremendous ball game.
And you mentioned Munster. We're talking about how their fans are going to go up against the Lake Central fans. How fortunate the Munster fans are fortunate to be able to watch anybody after what happened in that Merrillville game.
Yes, exactly. They got a little bit of a scare.
Yeah.
Might have been looking ahead a little bit.
Definitely.
And a team like this should know better than to look ahead. They are 23-2, like we said earlier, and they can shoot, they can play defense. They really have a good all-around game. Coach Hackett has them really moving in the right direction.
One of those 2 losses was the Lake Central win.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, Ben, when you played for Valparaiso and you overlooked an opponent going to another team, how was practice the next day?
Well, here's the thing. I played football for Valparaiso. I didn't play basketball, and we didn't lose much, Tommy. So I can't really speak
Brandon
to
Trilly
that.
again.
But of course, you want to stay concentrated. Anybody can beat you at any time.
And by the way, Trilly, congratulations to him. He picked up his 1,000th career point before the regular season came to an end. So to
Wow.
Mr. Trilly, who had a big game against Lake Station, congratulations to you.
And David
sir.
Cundiff, an outstanding point guard from
Yes.
deep. Again, they averaged 64, but it was 47-44, the first score against Lake Central when they lost. So another, what kind of tempo basketball game will this be? Lake Central and Munster.
Well, I am perfect on the year for all of my picks. And
Still?
I am
Even
still.
after last week?
Even after last week, and here we are with Munster. I had some reservations about this one, but I will say this much. I think Munster just is a little too much similar to the other game I picked. We are, I think it's going to be close down to the wire, maybe a couple free throws at the end, ends up making this a 6-point game.
You had a perfect season. You should have went to the BCS instead of TCU.
I know, right?
Yeah.
That's how it goes. That's how the process is. But you know what? I think this week is the week I fail. We're going to see. We're going to see right now. I'm confident in what I did, but you never know. That's why we play the tournament, right?
Exactly.
All right. They've only won 13 state titles in their history. Just 13.
Only.
They could be going for 14 in a couple weeks. We went out and visited with the Valparaiso girls gymnastics team.
The DAC happened, we won that meet, so I was very proud of the girls. They had bars first, and we didn't do our very best on bars. We did okay, but it was a little bit rougher start, and the girls came back tough and finished the meet awesome, and we ended up 2.3, I believe, above the next team.
It's a great boost of confidence, and I think it just shows what we're capable of, but I know we could do better. So just as a team, we're going to go in the gym and work very hard and try to win the next 2 and then state.
Gymnastics, it takes a lot of confidence, and it builds throughout all the meets and all the practices, and then DAC just really winning the first postseason just really helps to continue it.
In our DAC, 5 of those 8 teams are ranked in the top 10. Our sectional is extremely competitive. It's everybody starts at 0 again at sectionals. The key is just to keep the girls focusing and practicing hard. We can't stop anybody else from what they're doing like you can in a lot of the other sports and defend. So we just have to perform to the best of our ability and focus and minimize mistakes. They have worked extremely hard. Do I know that they've worked harder than anybody else in the state? I'm not in other gyms, but I know that they've done the work that they need to do to accomplish what they want to accomplish.
Valpo Gymnastics does have a huge legacy. I mean, we have the most state titles, and so being on this team, I just want to show the other girls like it does take hard work. Having these state titles does not come easy, and it might seem easy just because of how many we do have, but I want to show them the hard work that puts in the gym you have to carry out to your life, and it does show you so many lessons, and I think we all are very hard workers, so it does show.
We want them to know that whatever they accomplish is basically up to them. Team comes first, and the individuals come second. So whatever's best for the team is always the first consideration. We want each of them, though, to still reach their potential. They're in it together, and if they feel like the workout's a little hard, they can all be mad at me instead of at each other. So they are awesome about that. They're awesome about supporting each other. They even have a tendency to jump in and try to coach each other a little bit, which is very helpful. They're very knowledgeable, and that's one of the things I really try to instill in them is not only this is what you need to work on, but this is why you need to work on it. So the more knowledgeable I feel like I can make my gymnasts, I feel like that gives them more motivation to work hard on what I want them to focus on. And I feel like that helps them to reach their potential.
I feel like I'm more of the serious, get everyone in, and then Molly is like the goofball, and she's like the funny one with everyone. But yeah, we definitely laugh around all the time, but when it comes to working hard, like we all lock it in and can get it done.
There's a diverse group of people. Like, there's some of us on the team who are more serious natured, and then others who are like to have fun. But I think as a whole, it really helps us
loosen the nerve.
Yeah, like the characteristics each unique person kind of makes up what our team is, and that contributes to just a great team. Like, you want to have people who have different characteristics and unique personalities.
Especially the sport is like very nerve-wracking. You're on a 4-inch beam, so when you can get down and laugh with your teammates, it lightens the mood a little.
I feel like a lot of team bonding helps make up the team outside of even gymnastics. Like the practices day in and day out obviously
definitely
forms our team, but also the outside activities that we do for fun to like bond and get closer to each other.
And
great.
Even it just like allows you to lean on your teammates. Like, it is an individual sport, but like you're going through the same thing, and so like if you need to vent to your teammate and you're still close with them, they can give you good advice and still constantly push you. The team definitely motivates you. I myself could not be doing this sport without a team, because there are days when I come to the gym and I don't want to be there, but I'm doing it for my team because we have goals and we have goals to achieve, and you have to work for them. It doesn't come easy. Hard work beats talent.
The future of Valpo gymnastics, I feel, is going to be strong. I think that in any sport, success breeds success. And so I think if you can continue your success within your high school team, it encourages younger athletes to be interested in the sport and to have a perception of that could be me. I'm going to lose 4 awesome seniors that are on the team right now, but I hope to actually gain probably more than that as far as freshmen coming in. We've got some very talented kids that are going to be continuing to build their skills, and hopefully my underclassmen all work hard out of season to get stronger and more skills and come back even better next November than they are in March when we finish.
Wow, somebody said it real well there. What a legacy of their program at Valpo in girls gymnastics. All right, boys basketball sectionals. Let's go to the board. Morton versus Hammond High. Munster Lake Central winner in the sectional championship on Saturday. Elsewhere, we talked about Chesterton Crown Point and Hobart Valpo, and big sectional championship there Saturday as well. LaPorte, Michigan City, that'll be a good one. I think LaPorte got him earlier this year, but boy, Jamie Hodges has been hot. He has been something else. And Riley at Mishawaka in the other game. In 3A, River and Lake Station and Knoll and Hanover Central. That's going to be pretty evenly matched there.
That's going to be fun to watch.
Yes. You going to that one?
Oh, yeah.
Andrean in 21C.
That'll be a fun game, too.
Bowman and Ileana Christian at Class 2A in Whiting.
And Bowman was very impressive in their first game, although it was against inferior basketball.
They were very impressive.
But they were very impressive.
South Central and Judson. South Bend Career Academy in LaVille. That is in the 2A sectional in North Judson. 1A at Morgan Township, they got the home court advantage, and they had a dominant performance earlier this week. So could be a Morgan Couts matchup come Saturday night.
Big rivalry right there.
Marquette put it to Westville. Marquette may be a sleeper going down state. They looked outstanding against Westville. Oregon, Davis, and Culver in the first one. All right, bottom 5 of the top 10. Portage did have an outstanding year. Didn't finish it the way they wanted to. Hanover's been improving. Very solid 6, 7, and 8. Let's go to the top 5. Hammond, Munster could be a potential showdown Saturday night.
Buy your tickets now.
Lake Station, Chesterton and LaPorte. 17-6. LaPorte has been hot.
Yeah, LaPorte's. We weren't necessarily surprised that they've been so successful this year. They're really well coached. There is a lot of talent on that team, but at 17-6, maybe exceeded expectations a little bit. Pretty excited to see how they turn out.
Let me backpedal a little bit because we did the Valparaiso girls.
Hold that thought
gymnastic
till
team.
next week because
Next
we're
week?
out of time.
I'll do it next week.
All right, we'll see you next Thursday on Lakeshore Prep Sports.
Local programming is made possible by IBEW Local 697, Northwest Indiana's source for electrical professionals. Providing certified, trained, and experienced professionals for residential, commercial, industrial, and solar projects. Become your best at IU Northwest with more than 70 high-quality degree programs, a convenient location, and affordable tuition. Learn how you can join more than 29,000 IU Northwest alumni at iun.edu.
Valparaiso University is a place for you to grow. It's where professors are there to help you find your passions, and it's where you'll make connections that last a lifetime. Learn more at valpo.edu.
Doing as much as you can, as quickly as you can, is important to me. Life is short, and the earlier we get started helping our community, the better off our community will be.